Hey, what's going on out there? Justice Severin back again for a great video here from the original chapters. This was one breaking completely down how my first full year online, making $236K from conversations. All right, I want to break down step by step in this video exactly how it happened, what I focused on, and what you can go ahead and implement inside of your business there. This was a live stream we did actually right inside of my free Facebook group, Original Chapters Marketing. But I want to make sure we break down everything for you here today. So make sure too you hit that subscribe button down below. We'll get you locked into everything we got coming up. But let's go ahead and get you right into this one. Right, as we go through, like I mentioned today, we're really talking about, to me, this is gonna be an epic Q&A on the sales conversation side, right? Breaking down that number one thing that really helped me to just really in 2021 break through and hit a multi-six-figure year, right? This stuff doesn't happen by accident. It goes with you focusing in the right areas and implementing the strategies that are gonna move the needle forward in your business. Point blank, period. That's how I see it there. Michael, oh, great to see Michael back-to-back weeks. I love it there, man, right? Really, just to go back for a second, understanding not only how to conduct these sales conversations, right? But because it's so simple in theory, right? Have a conversation, make an offer, done deal, right? It's kind of like the people who talk about make a funnel, put it out there, you'll get sales. Put an ad out there, come back, you'll be good to go, right? It's never simple in theory, but execution's a whole nother ball game. So I want to make sure we get that clarity dialed in today. So like I said, we're breaking these down. I want to get into it, right? I mean, hey, this to me, right? This is realistically, this is our third pillar of our OGC pillars here. Really, this is like the simplified conversion formula piece, really heavily on the sales conversion side. The other two, obviously, for those, maybe those you know, some of you don't know, discovering your six-figure avatar and our supreme content messaging, all right? So like I said, we're talking heavily on the monetization. We're talking heavily on the conversations. We're talking heavily, and I want to know where you guys are struggling, where you've seen other people are struggling so you can help give them some support as the authority. We're going to talk about some of this. I'm telling you, this is, I'm pumped today if you can't tell. So I see we got Axel jumping in too. Great to see you there, brother. Hit that, like I said, hit that like button. I want to make sure people are seeing this. I can see more and more people are jumping on. Well, let's get this party started, right? If you guys want me to get going right now and at least jump into, like I said, I got some really quick tips and info before we even dive into the questions. Let me know in the comments if you want me to get going. I'm happy to just sit here and stay pumped. But smash that love button if you want me to get going. Let me know in the comments if you want me to get going. I'm ready. I'm ready. You guys just say the word. We can get this thing rolling with you. You see the title here, 236K. That was not an accident, right? And even too, let's throw this out here. When we bring up numbers in this space, that's not bragging. That's just bringing some context into what the heck is going on, right? If you're ever talking about somebody in this industry who's doing well and you have to say that, yeah, they just had $1 million year last year, say it. You're not bragging. If you in this space have hit some big numbers, say it. Say it so we can get some context. Okay, let me perk my ears a little bit more, right? Let me really listen in right now. I see Kevin saying, let's go. Hey, come on now, say no more. Let's make this thing happen. I see people hitting that love button. Let's get the ball rolling here now, right? So really, I want to talk about really before, and once again, while I'm going through this right now, like I said, the key piece of this is the Q&A. So I want to make sure any questions you guys have, I'm going to go over a little something real quick here. But any questions you have, drop them in the comments right now or over the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes, however long I'm chatting for, right? Drop those comments there. Let me know your questions. Let me know your questions. It's otherwise you don't ask now, you're never gonna get an answer, right? Or it's gonna take you a lot longer than on the spot right here today. And I know you can help other people here right now. And like I said, think about it not just for yourself, but how you can help your leads that you're about to be having conversations with, right? How can you put yourself in that alpha position? That's already a little key piece right there, right? So really, let me jump off at this, right? In my eyes, because I can see people are pumped to get going. I see the likes popping, the loves popping. Sonata, great to see you. I love it. Hussein, great to see you, brother. Hussein just jumped into the intensive program over there. I love it, man. Great to have you here. So really, to my eyes, high ticket sales are born through conversations. If we're talking on Facebook specifically, to me, high ticket sales are born in Messenger. Right? Just writing powerful content alone isn't going to get you there. Just building a strong brand, building a strong audience. These are all key pieces, right? This is why we have pillars inside of the OGC, right? This is why we focus on several areas. But let's be blunt for a second, right? Is that okay if I'm blunt for a second here? high ticket sales, $1,000 days, 5K days, anything in between, above it. This happens inside of Messenger. And that's talking specifically on Facebook. And if it's not in Facebook, this happens in some kind of a conversation. All right, like let me know. Is that making sense? You guys resonate with just that? I want to throw that out there to start. Like I said, I teach all the time on how we're making daily 1 to 5K sales here. And conversations, to me, are the bread and butter. We're going to really dive in deep, and I want to, like I said, answer any questions that come up. So as we go through this, you must have, let's just kind of keep this tip in the back of our minds as we're rolling through, right? You must have an end game, an end goal when it comes to any conversation, right? Any conversation. Think about this right now, just before you even get into one, because I think it's very similar in so many other aspects of your business, where maybe you're just writing a piece of content, right? You're writing a piece of content and there's no real goal with it, right? How many people do we see right now in any platform just giving value? Just giving value, and giving value is good. You have to give value. But where's the intention with it, right? What do you have following up after that right there, right? Oh, Janeska, great question. This 100% applies to network marketing business. So, hey, like I said, like I mentioned before, I see people jumping on. Keep smashing that like button, love button. Any questions you have while I drop over some tips, fire them there in the comments. I'll definitely go back and go through. Like I said there, have an end game, an end goal with all your conversations. And the reason I say that is because you have to be flexible while you're in these conversations, right? Right? If you go into a conversation and maybe you have one end goal that you're thinking. Now, what are you going to do if it doesn't go as smooth as you're thinking? I say that for how many times if somebody came in your messenger, spammed a link your way? How many times has somebody just said, hey, how's it going? This is what I do. Hey, how's it going? XYZ, right? And then how has that felt on your side? Right? They came into that conversation with one end goal, and that's it. And that's it right there. I just had a conversation with a client just yesterday on the mentorship call, really, and we were talking about how there was just like 2 things that he kept on forgetting were strong options that he can easily be presenting, and what I like to call kind of the execution part of the conversation, right? The execution part, really taking someone to that next step. What's that next step going to be for you in your conversations? Because right now, the obvious one that everyone is thinking, right? I want to get a sale. I want to put my offer out there and have someone swipe their card and buy. But if that's the only end result you have in mind, you are going to struggle city out here, right? And once again, I think we got a lot of great people out here right now. So I think in reality, let's think a bit deeper before we go into conversations, before you write that piece of content. This applies to so many other places. I'm just talking specifically in conversations today, though. So really think about that side. Have an end goal that doesn't just have to be on the sale. It can be to get somebody on your email list. It can be to get somebody in a group, get somebody on a platform, get somebody on something else there, right? Think about different ways so that now, because once again, we're going to go into some other tips that are going to really pull this all together here. How are you going to go about it when something doesn't go as expected, right? A saying that a lot of people have heard me say before is conversations are exactly the same, but they're all different, right? So what are you going to do when it veers off course just a little bit? Think about that there, and that's why you have to go into it multiple angles, right? So I hope this is all let me know, is this all making sense so far, right? Do we all agree here? You have to have multiple end goals here when you're in a conversation. You have to understand which direction you want to take them before you get in. Having clarity as you go in allows for clarity on the back end when things get ruffled. Allows for clarity when things shift a little bit, and now you know exactly how to handle that. I talk a lot about frameworks more than I talk about scripts. Because when you sit there and you talk about scripts too much, now you're getting too much in the specifics right there, right? You're getting too much into, all right, I need to copy paste this. I need to copy paste that. When you start thinking frameworks over scripts and mindset past that, it's going to allow you to be so flexible, so much more flexible than the next person, than the person who now, when something goes off course, it's not going to go ahead and make sense. They're not going to what that next move is there. Oh, Janeska, I see that question there too. I'll definitely make sure to jump on that after as well. Like, follow Janeska's lead too. Any questions, like I said, doesn't have to be about what I'm talking right now, as long as it's on Sales and Messenger. I'm here to answer today. I'm here to answer. Axel, happened last night. Great tips. Of course, I'm telling you, think about that when you go in there. Frameworks over scripts there. This is, just keep that mentality in mind, and we're going to dive a little bit deeper in that as we continue here. But I want you to just think about that when it comes to your conversations. A lot of the times we're looking for that magic script. A lot of times we're looking for that magic phrase. We're looking for that magic whatever it may be. Sometimes I'm not going to tell you that I don't have scripts that I refer to, but it's bigger than that when it comes down to knowing when to pull them out, how to pull them out, how to tweak them accordingly. I talk a lot about offer delivery. Right? I know some people here have bought my boot camp before, right? I talk a lot about offer delivery inside of there and how you need to adjust case by case, right? Don't see people as, I've said this before so many times. I sometimes hate the word traffic because traffic gives it just gives the appeal, or it makes it seem as if it's just we're selling the profile pictures, right? We're talking to profile pictures. We're talking to a number. There's a person behind the picture, right? The traffic is consisting of people, right? So let's think about that a bit more. And people, we change day to day, moods shift, go with the flow, right? Go with the flow there when things are happening. I'm telling you, if you can at least start to make that shift alone, like, this is going to be drastic there. Once again, let me know, hey, am I going off course here? Let me know if you guys are getting some value from this right now. If this is making any sense. I can see Axel's already chimed in. I love that, man. Really, when you go ahead and you start to think of things in a more productive fashion as far as how am I going to go about this, it's the messenger mindset. It's the conversation mindset that matters, right? It's not the specific text, right? If it was the specific text, then I'd be worrying about my font size. I'd be worried about am I going to use italics or bold? We're diving a bit deeper here, right? Like I said, let me know right now in the comments if this is making any kind of sense. Let me know in the comments if you're getting some value right now. Because really, I want to make sure that as I continue here, this is really starting to hit home. If not, I'm happy to open the floor up. But I want to make sure that you guys are getting some value right now. Because really, I don't have to say the numbers. You guys saw what happened in 2021 here. That's what the highlight is. I want to make sure you understand just how critical mastering conversations are. I see you said, come on now, getting me pumped right now. Hey, come on now. I want to keep you guys pushing. I want to keep you guys pushing. And really, you know how the saying goes. I want everyone here to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? I was talking to somebody today where they said they didn't want to put their face out there. And I'm not talking about you have to do videos. You see me here on video. Don't think you have to do videos to get big online. For me, let's talk about myself personally. As I was getting into this, I didn't do my first, and I probably got started early 2020, but I didn't really get things going until about September 2020. And I didn't do a single video up until January. And that video I did in January, it was not a good one. It wasn't a video that really started to make me money. Maybe it was good practice, but in reality, I had already hit my first 15K month in that January. So think about all the other things that matter that much more than these little things that we maybe are overanalyzing. Right? That's why I wanted to really highlight today how important these conversations can be. Right? Is anyone? I see Axel jumping up over there. Who else? Is this making sense to anybody else out there? Let me know. Hit me with the value. Drop a hashtag value. Drop a hashtag knowledge down there in the comments. I want to make sure this is hitting home right now. See more and more people jumping on. Keep hitting that like button, that love button. Let's make sure the community's here to hear this stuff. Because like I'm telling you, we're about to really start to continue to dive into this. I got a list of some good, quick tips here as well for you to just go ahead and start implementing tomorrow, right? And forget tomorrow. Let's start implementing today, right? Come on now. It's EST right now. It's 5:30. People can still be knocking sales out at midnight. We got plenty of time here. Oh, great to see. We got my man Twan here. We got Cassie here. Shout out Cassie over here. She just banged out a sale last week. No, just a couple days ago. And she knocked out a few within the week. I'm telling you. Another mastermind student. Great to see her just killing it out here. Hey, I'm seeing some people getting the value, so let's keep this party rocking. We go about sales conversations different, right? That's how I like to see it. Instead of just going down this one path that so many people are taking, whether it's, once again, you're going through, throwing out a link, going through, asking some generic questions, we see it from a mindset standpoint. We see it from, like I said, we're not dealing with a number. We're dealing with people on the other side. And once you realize that there's people on the other side, you act different. You move different. Your mind thinks differently, and the questions you start asking. When I was, like I said, today is about sales conversations. Let's not limit ourselves just to Messenger. What about the phone side as well? How many people here are taking phone calls and Messenger? Let me know in the comments. Are you just doing Messenger? Are you jumping on sales calls, strategy sessions? Are you maybe doing DMs on another platform? Let me know down there in the comments where you guys really like to focus on. What's your bread and butter? What you're comfortable with, right? Start tracking your numbers when it comes to this stuff here, and really start thinking about what you're doing. I see some bows popping up. I love it there, right? So when you're doing the sales side, think about how you're going to go about it and the mindset there. Like I said, I used to use scripts religiously when I was getting on calls and Messenger. What I noticed when I stopped relying so heavily on a script was I got to get into the conversation. I got to now really put myself in their shoes. Imagine, you can see me right now. I got my iPad in front of me. Let's imagine I'm over here jotting down some notes as I'm on the call. I'm really listening. I got my script up. I'm really diving deep into everything there. My mind's a little all over the place. It's kind of tough for me to focus on what Stevie over here is telling me, because I'm over here thinking, all right, he just told me that, I got to think about this. So put yourself in whatever position you have to be locked in on the conversational side, right? This is, like I said, that's why I keep emphasizing it's bigger than a profile picture. And that's why I'm seeing some people here too. I see people are doing both over here, both. I see Messenger and WhatsApp. I love that there. Right? So really understanding how to put yourself in their shoes and into the conversation, right? It's a good practice even just to make sure you're talking to people outside of your business, right? Sometimes, like, even just working from home, it can be a lonely business. So just get outside and start talking to some people and really get yourself into conversations. It's a conversation, not an interrogation, right? I want that to hit home right there. All right, so really, even just, oh, there we go, right? I agree. Like, come on now. It's about being human and activating those listening skills. If you want to get really good at delivering offers, understand how to listen. Understand how to listen and really dive deep into that side there, right? Scripts are for, come on. I love it there. He said scripts are for suggestions, not the pitch. I'm telling you, in reality too, just like that, the pitch, all these things, they never stay the same. When I'm talking to Steven, when I'm talking to Sarah, when I'm talking to Jimmy, the pitch is changing every time. Why? Because they're different people. They have different needs. They have different goals they want to hit. I am not going to go ahead and say the same thing, and it applies for in Messenger and over the phone. Like I said, we're talking sales conversations. We're not just talking, we don't have to limit this to just one area here today. I want to open it up. I want to get you guys thinking on that side there, right? I hope this is making some sense. And once again, any questions around this, feel free to throw them down there. Let's talk quick tips here for a second, right? Like I already mentioned, some two big ones that I already spoke on here. Have a framework. Don't just rely on the script, right? Have a framework, not just a script. Even, I love how Michael even just said that there. Scripts are suggestions, right? They're to keep you in the guidelines, right? If you're heading down the straight line and you're getting too far out, use something to pull you back in, but then we're back on the framework, right? Use a couple tricks maybe to get the conversation back where you need it to be, and then we're back moving. And then we're back on the highway hitting 100, right? Right? You follow me here right now? Right? So that's a big one right there. Next one, that mindset side, right? You have to go in it, and this is why I'm going to say this right now. I always talk about this, especially with students like that, right? You have to go into things, once again, realizing, like I said, that the people are people. The more that you can get somebody to smile, the more you can get somebody to laugh, right? Imagine you go on a date and the female or the male just never cracks a smile the entire time. Is there going to be a second date? No, right? If I had a date like that with my wife for one of the first ones, we wouldn't be married right now. Right? I'm telling you. So think about this when you're getting into conversations. Have that right mindset. So many people are going to conversations spitting, especially, let's talk about the first couple, if this is just Messenger for a second. First couple lines, first couple messages, they're spitting the same old stuff. Same old stuff, same person, same person. They say hi, the next message, boom. Same thing they just sent the last person. Get more creative based off what the person said, right? This is, and once again, you can take it or leave it what I am telling you. The numbers don't lie, all right? I'm sharing this with you because this is the stuff that makes the difference. It's all about the little things, right? Just like branding's important, just like content's important, just like all these other areas are important because they're all a bunch of little things. But conversations are what I want to talk about today because that's what I believe if you master, you can slip up in the other areas. If you master this is going to really get you moving that much further there. Like I said, let me know if you guys are getting some value right here. I see Cassie dropping facts. I love it. Let me know in the comments right there. This is making sense. I'm loving to see people hitting that like button, hit that love button. dial it in with this stuff. Like, these are just the first two. Come on, these are just the first two quick tips I got here. You guys are getting me pumped early on. And like I mentioned too, this is a Q&A as well here today. I want to make this an epic Q&A. So definitely keep dropping your questions. I saw Jessica drop one earlier. I'll make sure to jump back on that. But next one we got right here. The eye test. Another good one right there, right? Think about it when I say this all the time. I've done lives about kind of when to take your coaching cape off, right? When you need to stop being Batman for a little bit. What I mean by that is so many times there'll be in a conversation, and this is gonna go against some things a little bit here, but you want to be the alpha, right? That's another tip I was gonna say. Let's just get out the gates right now. You want to be an alpha. You need to be the alpha when you're in the conversation, or else they're not gonna buy. Let's just put that out there. That's a little quick tip for you right now. Now that that's established, right? If you're not the alpha, not gonna buy, but so many people overdo it. I can't tell you. I've listened to a bunch of sales calls of students of mine, and sometimes they just get to the point where they're talking too much. You're talking too much right now, right? If this was me on a sales call right now, I would be failing because I'm the only one talking right now, right? Yeah, there has to be that conversational side, and not just the fact that it's a conversation, but you need to be the one really listening, especially in the beginning, right? We need to be, because I'm big on qualifying. I'm big on making sure I have what I need to know in order to make sure this is a good fit. And if I'm too busy barking, chatting, getting in their ear too much, and they can't get their points across, number one, I'm going to miss some gems, right? Number one, I'm going to miss gems because I'm too busy talking over them. And number two, it's just not the way to go. It's just not the way to go there. It's going to backfire on you more often than not. So keep that in mind on the phone. And once again, in Messenger, when it comes to the eye test is very easy when it comes to the Messenger side. Think about it like this. How many times have you been in a Messenger conversation and you just, maybe you sent them a paragraph, they sent you a line back. Then you send another paragraph and they ghost you. Just think about how that looks, right? It's the same thing. You're over there sending a block of text, writing them a little mini book about your life or about how this thing is great, ton of value, this, something, that. They send you back one word and then you send back another block of text. It's not going to play in your favor there. Use the eye test as a way to gauge where folks are at, right? And that's going to be said, and like I said, it's applicable, as I mentioned, on the phone, applicable on Messenger. It doesn't matter where. We're talking conversations today. Don't limit yourself, as I mentioned here. Think bigger when it comes to where you want to go ahead and dial this stuff in, right? Next piece, it's what you're implying that counts. It's what you're implying that counts here. So many times we want to really get so specific when we're in a conversation, because it's a similar piece. It's like we want to help them. We genuinely want to help them. And that's where I want you to think about this stuff too right now, right? How many people out there, let me ask this right now. How many of you out there, you can either like or love it if this is you or if it's not you. How many people are out there genuinely trying to help somebody? How many people out there genuinely want to help people, right? Whether it's making money online, whether it's you're in the health niche, you just love helping people lose weight. Maybe you just want to help someone win. You want to help somebody gain some clarity. You want to help somebody learn how to do something. Let me know right now if there's anybody out there who feels this way, right? Or if everyone out here is just all about making a buck and kind of just all about themselves, right? It's I'm not going to throw shade your way, but you can tell by the way I'm talking. I hope that's not you. Because if that is you, you're going to be in a tough spot right now. So let me know. Let me know. And maybe I'm wrong there. Maybe in reality, that, to each his own, right? There we go. I'm checking the comments now. I see 100%. Me 100%. I want to help. When you go into, I see hand raised. Come on now. When you go into conversation, this is why I want to give you guys information right now. When you go into these conversations, keep these tips in mind. Because in reality, when you sometimes do the wrong thing and you focus on trying to do too much because you want to help them so bad, you end up hurting yourself to the point where now they don't trust you, they don't believe you, and you throw yourself backwards, right? So now your end goal of actually wanting to help somebody is getting cut short. You're not even getting the chance because you're getting cut off because you've done the wrong thing too many times. You're not reading between the lines, right? Where's that messenger mindset at? That's why it's about frameworks, not scripts, right? When you understand the situation, especially repetition, right? Repetition is huge right there. The more you do something, the more it's going to become clear. And the more that you have guidance while you're doing it, it's become that much more clear as well there, right? So understand that. Like I said, I want to make sure that I see plenty of people here. Helping others is the best way we help ourselves. Amen to that, Patrick, right? Karma, that good karma, baby. Exactly, right? So understand this stuff. That's why I want this to hit home so that you guys can get out there and make something back, right? Get something forgiven, right? So now next piece, what you're implying, like I said, that's critical right there. Sometimes, like I said, you want to not do too much on specifics and really talk about what are you implying, right? Maybe you want to get something across, but sometimes just being blunt is just not the right way to go. And this is why, once again, it all comes back to the mindset. You have to understand how's the best way to deliver something. Sometimes it's not being 100% direct, but implying something that at least kind of it's like, all right, let me not just like jam this down their throat, but let me say something and see if they can pick up the crumbs, right? See if they can bend over and pick up the ball from there. I'm gonna roll it over to their side. Let's see if they got what it takes to pick the ball up and throw it back. Right? This thing about what you're implying sometimes matters that much more than what you're actually saying. Okay. Another, like I already mentioned, that we already jumped ahead on this one. You must lead the conversation, right? I had that there. I had to bring it up earlier because it's just so crucial. If you're not in the alpha position, best of luck to you. Best of luck to you, right? You need to understand who's in control. Because if you lose control and you think that all of a sudden it becomes a chit chat, you're just there as buds. Buds don't buy $1,000 products from buds just like that. They don't trust them, right? They'll have a beer with them. They'll go to the concert with you. But buds, I'm not trusting my bud with information. I'm going to pay for a mentor. I want to coach someone who actually knows this stuff. I don't want to pay a buddy. It's going to be too different, right? Keep that alpha position when you're in a sales conversation. But once again, this can be established over time. Don't feel like that has to be done from the get-go, okay? Don't keep that in mind there. Take that with caution, but it's a must. It's a must there, right? And the nextly there, protect your time. Right, protect your time. That's one of the main last big tips I have there. I say that because think about, this is something where for me, I was working my accounting job while I was growing my business there. And once you hit that, I see a lot of people jumping on too. Hit that like button, the love button there. I'm loving what I'm seeing here in the comments here. Like I said, I hope this is all making sense to you guys, getting value. Like I said, drop your, I just saw Justin dropped a question there too for the Q&A. I'm going to definitely go back and jump into all those. As I was saying there, I was working my accounting job as I was getting into my business. That was at the start of 2021, right? You saw the numbers of what I did last year, and I was working part-time for at least 5 or 6 months of that, right? And up until my daughter was born. So with that being said, I had to make sure that I was being most effective with my time. And what was the most effective way to use it was making sure that I was talking with the right people. Was making sure that when I had qualified leads, I knew how to handle them. And I knew how to nurture them. That was what was going to move the needle forward for me more than any post was going to. More than me branding myself, more than me getting a funnel going. And once again, these other things that I'm saying, I'm not downplaying them like they're not important. But what did I lead off when I started this? For those, I see we got a bunch of people here that were probably here when I started this today. High ticket sales are born in conversations. If you're playing this Facebook game, a lot of the times high ticket sales are born in Messenger. So understand that and protect your time when it comes to that. So many people I've seen, I can't tell you, I'm picturing a client right now. I want to say his name, but I'll keep it protected. He had a conversation with somebody and they just end up want to go off to WhatsApp for some reason. And they just had a conversation for like an hour on something that was completely irrelevant. Completely irrelevant. And this is somebody who works more than a 9 to 5. He was working like 10-hour days. So now, how does that... if he has 2 hours a day to work in his business, he just threw an hour out the window, right? He has 10 hours a week to put into his business, he just wasted 9. That's 10% of his week gone on a wasted lead. Somebody who's just completely not worth your time, right? So once again, I'm not saying this. Take it what it is. Take it for what it is. Like I said, I'm not trying to be hurtful here, but like let's just be real here, right? Protect your time. Protect your time. Like I said, a lot of us are working part-time when you're getting your business going. Make sure that the conversations you're having, and when you're really diving deep into making sure that you're listening to the conversation, you're using that mindset, effectively using your framework, make sure you're using it with the right people. And obviously we can't, it's not black and white who the right people are, but you can tell sometimes who the wrong people are, especially after a couple back and forths. You can feel the energy there, right? Because reality, you should be the alpha there. They should be coming to you because they want some help. If you're getting some different vibes and different energy, read that there. Right, read that there, okay? So, like I said, I wanted, at least before we got into the Q&A, give you guys some gems here. And then I'm going to go ahead and go through these questions right now. I can see, oh, there we go. Justin, that's a good one there. Michael, do without being pushy. Come on now. It's a fine line here, right? Do without being pushy or friendly is the hard part, because really, it can be tough to find where that line is there. It's a great point there, Michael. We can even talk about that in the Q&A as well. So, once again, hit the like button, hit the love button if you guys are getting some value here. I'm over here still jacked up, right? Like, so we haven't even gotten to the Q&A part. I'm ready to get this thing rocking too. Before we get into that, do you guys mind if I take a quick commercial break real quick, right? You guys mind if I take a quick little timeout and just drop something on you, right? Let me know in the comments if that's cool with you guys, right? You know, if I just drop something on you real quick here and take a little TO, right? Let's go take a little water break before we dive in, like I said, to this epic Q&A I got for you guys here today, because I want to make sure that you guys get this thing rocking. I want to make sure that's why, like I said, so many people out here are looking to help people right now, looking to make sure that people are actually going to be benefiting when you get in a conversation with somebody. So I want to go ahead and make sure I'm doing my part, right? So like I said, hit that like button, hit that love button, drop a comment right now if you guys are cool with me taking a quick little intermission here before we continue on to the sweet chin music, right? Before we continue on to this Q&A. I'm already seeing questions drop before. Like, I want to give you guys some good stuff here, right? There we go. I'm seeing some, there we go. I see a dropper right there. Come on, say no more here. Really, I got an invitation for you guys, right? Let's get straight to the point here. Like I said, I like to be blunt, right? It said go for it. Come on now. Right now, you may be having trouble improving your sales conversations, right? Just with things like we're talking about right now. Even past that, increasing your traffic, right? Increase your traffic to generate qualified leads so you can even talk to people who are qualified and really have these positive conversations that we're breaking down here today right now, right? Have these good leads to actually speak with, actually get your point across too, right? Understanding how to create offers, maybe struggling with that and really how to stand out and not look like, how many affiliate programs out there right now have hundreds of thousands of people? How many people, if you're a coach maybe even right now, are coaching the same thing that you're coaching? How difficult can it be sometimes? Maybe you're struggling to make yourself separate from the crowd there, right? So once again, I'm going to throw this out there. Like I said, I want a little invitation right here. If you're an affiliate marketer or a coach right now who wants to build a successful business through Facebook, you know we can do it in the OGC. I want to help you build that out through your profile there and build a wildly profitable business, all right? So if you guys actually want to go ahead and work with me there, talk to me at least, have a conversation with me directly, see if it's a good fit. Comment team below in the comment section, and I'm happy to reach out to you after this Q&A is over, right? I'll reach out, see if we're a good fit. If it's not a good fit, I'll at least get you over to somebody who can help you out there, right? For myself, running a business here on Facebook, you can see, even from when I label this thing right now, 236K last year, all through my profile on Facebook. I'm working with people just like, I see Cassie and John here. These are two people who've been crushing it already, even inside of the mastermind here. I'm telling you, there's plenty more like that as well there. It changed my life, and I want to continuously help people do the same thing right there, right? I thought I was going to go to other platforms, but Facebook was the best decision I had to start to get things moving. So honestly, like I said, drop that comment team down there below. I'll make sure to reach out after the fact, and we can get this ball rolling for you guys, right? So like I said, appreciate it. We can go ahead and hit the buzzer back in, resume play on the game. Pumped to have you guys there. I see people dropping the comments there. I'll definitely make sure to get back to you guys after. Let's get this party rocking, right? So now let's go back and check out these questions right here. Let's see what we got here in the comments now. And I see, what right there, boom, boom. I see, oh, perfect. I see Sonata, Christopher. I'll absolutely get to you guys as well there. All right, so let me see, scroll. I remember Janeska had a good question. So once again, any questions right now on anything, sales conversations, anything in that realm, you got me here. You got me here, right? And I hope too, like I said, drop a hashtag value if you guys are getting some value right now. Drop a hashtag knowledge. Drop a hashtag bombs. Drop a hashtag truth. Let me know if this is all making sense there, right? I want to make sure this is hitting home for you guys. And like I said, any questions, let's put them on the table. Let's put them on the table and get rolling. All right, so let's see what we got here. Janeska asked earlier. Let me find that. Perfect. Wait, oh, I don't see it there. Oh, look at that. I might have to go on the phone. Facebook is like not showing me the older comments here. I'm going to go ahead and answer the most recent ones. And Janeska, I'll have to find yours again. Or ask it again if you got it. Let's see. I saw someone else drop one after you, though. So, Justin, since I can see yours right now. Justin asked, how do we handle people who seem like they're resistant? Do we work through the difficulties or do we write them off? That's a great question there, Justin. Come on, you're coming with a gem right now off the bat. So really, let's break this down into two pieces right now, right? And this kind of comes off to, just kind of like how I mentioned there before, this comes back to as well, having different end goals when you're having conversations, right? Having different end goals when you're having conversations here. If you guys don't mind, I'm going to quickly pull up my iPad right here very quickly, right? That didn't take me long right now, right? So let's just talk quickly here on that for a second, right? So right now, you're having conversation with people and maybe you're having difficulties like Justin just said. For some reason, I lost that comment a second ago. Where'd it go? There we go. How do you handle people who seem like they are resistant? Do you work through them or write them off? So to me, let's just assume right now we're having a conversation, right? You're having a conversation. Beautiful drawings, right? So in this example, we got Justin. I like that. We got two J's over here. We got Justin in the building, right? So Justin and the prospect are chatting. So the problem that most people I see in Messenger have is that, like I mentioned, they're going to one goal, right? Their goal is right here. They want that sale. And if things veer off course and things don't go well, things don't go exactly how we kind of pictured it might, all of a sudden now, this option just is not, you can tell it. Like you said, you feel the resistance. Now it's like, all right, well, I guess I just drop them off, right? So what I want to get you guys to think about, like I said, go into now, and this is something where, once again, think about this, what I'm about to tell you, before you just get into a conversation and wing it. All right, I'm all about being prepared. I'm all about having numbers, right? Be prepared before you get into a conversation with what I'm about to tell you right now, right? So I'm going to go ahead and erase this, and let's talk about now quickly what you should be thinking when you get into a conversation. You should be understanding, I'm going to keep it very simple right now. You should be understanding that you have a couple different places you can get people to, right? And this is just one example here. For a person like myself, I have a larger ecosystem. When I was just starting off, I probably had an ecosystem of about 2 or probably just 2, honestly. Having a couple different options, right? So let's talk about that quickly. Number one, you can still have this as one of the options, right? This obviously should be an option of yours. Delivering the offer and executing on that end, right? So once again, so to answer that question, this is where basically this option number one is the gold mine, right? This is what we ideally want to happen every single time. But like Justin mentioned, there can be resistance, right? So what do we work through them? We write them off. Let's talk about another option right here. That can be very clear, right? Maybe at least what we want to do, I always say leave with something. If for people, there are plenty of people out here right now doing email marketing, I'm sure. Think of ways that you can leave that conversation, maybe not with getting a sale, but at least you can come back now and get that email. And what are you going to do now that you have that email? Continue to nurture that lead. There's a saying in marketing, email marketing especially, nobody buys before 7 emails, right? Think about ways that, once again, you might not have, and this is where, just like I mentioned before, comes back to that kind of alpha position. It's very tough to get that alpha position from day one, right? Nearly impossible. And the ones, I shouldn't say nearly impossible, the way that it is possible is if your branding is so strong, your content is so strong, that by the time you have the conversation, they already believe you. They already are bought into it, right? So once again, that is a possibility, but let's just talk about it in general. It's going to be very difficult to dial in that authority, that alpha position that you need in order to get the sale, right? So what are you going to do in between? Have other options. So that's option number one, sale. Option number two, as I just mentioned, potentially. And once again, everyone's going to be different here. I say this, I'm just giving you a couple of examples, but this is universal. This is universal right here, right? So now next piece, like I said, if you have a third, maybe for you, it could just be another platform, right? I'm just going to put platform to keep this vague for right now, right? Maybe for you, you have a YouTube channel. Maybe for you, you have a TikTok page where you give a ton of value. Maybe you have a blog. Maybe you have, where am I in right now? Maybe you have a Facebook group, right? What's another place that you can go to? Another avenue that you can bring somebody to continue to nurture them, to not have the sale today, but a sale tomorrow, right? And I say tomorrow, don't think of that so specifically, or like it has to be like literally what, today's the 12th as I'm recording this. I don't mean it has to be January 13th you make the sale, but for a future day, right? So many, and that's a big thing I teach. We got, like I said, we got Cassie in here. She knows I call her the queen of the follow-up. So many people in this industry are letting leads slip through the crack every single day. because they're so focused on getting the newest leads in, and they could care less about the old ones unless they told them they were going to buy, right? So be different. Be different. It's like I say sometimes with content. By you being consistent with your content, you're putting yourself above 80% of marketers who are not consistent, right? By you following up, you're putting yourself 8% above marketers who are not following up, who are so focused on the next hot lead they can find that they are letting people just slip and get buried in the nonsense there, right? So keep that in mind there. So Justin, I hope that helps there, right? So do we, and then the second half of this question, do we work through the difficulties or do we write them off? I hope that answers that, right? Work through the difficulties. And once again, another tip I always tell people, when in doubt, lean out, right? I didn't make that up. Hopefully you've heard that saying before. If you have not, you're hearing it again. Or if you have, you're the first time, you know what I'm trying to say. When in doubt, lean out, right? Don't be so pushy. Just like Michael brought this up earlier, do it without being pushy or too friendly is the hard part, since there's a fine line. Exactly. There's a very fine line there, right? So now when you're inside here, having these conversations, this is where, and this comes right back to it, right? This comes back to number one, consistency. How are you going to get better at this? By having more conversations, having guidance around while you're doing it, right? How are you going to get better at this? By taking advantage and really understanding the true mindset of how they have these conversations. One example I want to give you guys real quick about myself here. When I was promoting my first high ticket offer, it was for $2,500. I was just an affiliate at the time. I wasn't doing any coaching. And I remember this was back, we can get some specific dates here. It was November to December. I was averaging about 10 to 15 calls a week, right? Maybe some people think that's not much. Maybe some people think it's a lot. To me, it was a lot as a beginner. And maybe to a lot of you, if you're in the beginning stages, you probably think that's a lot as well there. I was doing 10 to 15 calls a week. In December, I had 0 high ticket sales. I had a high ticket sale December 31st, right? So let's scratch that one for a second. For the majority of December and majority of November, 40 days I remember, 40 days and some change, I didn't make a single high ticket sale. But what was I doing during that period? What was I doing? I was sharpening my skills. I was understanding. I was listening to different situations, understanding and hearing different objections, but the same objections. What did I say earlier today? Every conversation's different, but the same, right? People have different objections, but a lot of times it's coming from the same place. So now if I've handled that before, just like I said before in a way, but in a little different aspect I'm going to give you here, don't enter a conversation knowing you have a blind spot, hoping somebody doesn't point it out. Think about that right there. And it's the same way that, just like I'm talking about this right here, right? Go into conversations with a game plan. Don't go into and just hope that this is your only option. If that doesn't happen, that didn't happen last time and that screwed me, right? Don't let that happen to you today. That's my, right? Don't let that happen to you. All right. So just like I said, dial in and go in there with a game plan on all accounts. That stuff's going to really help you there. Let me know, Justin. I hope that answers the question. Like I said, hey, hopefully you guys get some value from this too right now. Hit that like button, hit the love button, drop that value in the comments. Let me just know in the comments, period. I hope that helped you out right there, honestly. And Justin, you specifically, thanks for dropping that question. Go implement, man. Like I said, my favorite thing that you can do for me right now is implement. Let me go ahead and check. I'm seeing the likes flying through. I love it right now. Like I said, drop those comments. Let me make sure you guys are getting it. Let me scroll back up. Janeska, I didn't forget about you, but I wish I could. Let's see if you drop the comment. I'm just rolling through to make sure. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. So I see I'm having trouble getting my first sale and still cold reaching. And I guess I'm not executing well, but where would you recommend to look for better leads or anything? This is a really good question there. So I get this a lot there, and I'm glad to see people getting some value right now. Right? So that's a really good question there. Is a video I should rewatch. To be honest, go in the guide section, you'll see definitely, like in general, guide section, weekly trainings, and honestly, you're gonna find a lot of good stuff in there that can help that. But past that, I know also Alejandro too. I love the two because I know you're a bootcamp buyer as well there. So really talking about the lead side to help that. That's a great question right there right now. So now let's dive into that question there. Right, having trouble getting the first sale, dealing with outreach, not sure if you're executing well enough. Where would you recommend looking for better leads or anything? So I want to highlight. Let me go ahead and change. You guys don't need to see this whiteboard anymore right now. Let me go ahead and just highlight that last part right there. Right, highlight the side of, once again, where do I recommend looking for better leads? I will say this. I do have a training called Traffic and Leads. That's a great place to start. Really, one of the things that I highlight in there, and I think AJ, shout out to AJ, he asked this question last live I was on. He said, You said, what are the top 3 things I look for when I'm deciding whether or not to have a conversation with somebody XYZ? Number one, arguably the biggest thing I would say in my eyes, and this comes down to protecting your time, right? Making sure that it's somebody who has actually bought something in the past. That is a personal thing. I personally want to make sure that anyone I've spoken to has really bought something. And once again, this doesn't mean they have to have bought a $50,000 thing. If they bought something for $2, like, that counts to me. I want somebody who has literally pulled out their wallets, because the person who spent $2 compared to the person, number one, I could, as you can see, I can go in on that side, but that's one qualification to make sure you're talking to stronger leads, right? Next piece after that, I would say, make sure that they're determined, right? Make sure that it's somebody, sometimes, and I've heard little kind of, I'm not going to call it a rebuttal, but a good rebuttal to what I'm about to say is, I usually like to say, is if they're determined, if somebody comes to me and says, hey, I say, hey, like, what are your goals of this thing, right? I kind of, scoping out their situation a little bit. Hey, what are your goals right now? And they tell me, I'm just trying to make, if I can make $50 a week, that's fine, because I can pay for my cable bill, I don't really need to make one more from that. I'm okay, Or, hey, I'm just really, it's just like truly a side hustle, and like not even something I'm too serious about. I just kind of want to get into this and see what happens. I'm just going to try and wing it a little bit. I don't really have any intentions of kind of taking this all the way. I already got a job, XYZ, right? So once again, I've talked to people like that, and maybe I'm being trying to be dramatic so you can get the point here. I talk to people like that, and maybe the flip side of that would be is, hey, I'm trying to just make my first sale, right? Someone says I'm trying to make their first sale. Like, to me, it's the same answer, where maybe they're trying to make their first $1, make their first $50, but I can sense, though, they want the first sale for validation. They want the first sale because it'll prove, and that was the same thing for me, which is why I get that standpoint, right? For me, I wasn't looking to make $1 million at my first year, my first month, whatever. I wanted to get my first 6K month, my first 5 to 6K month, because that's what I was making as an accountant. So I was all right, if I can at least make that, perfect. That's what I'm trying to get to. That's what I want to hit, because now I can start thinking about quitting my job. Now I can start thinking about, right now, my daughter sleeps in another room, and whether she's there or not, out there in another room, I get to step out there as soon as this is over and show them some love, give her a hug and a kiss, and I want, right? It's like, this is what I wanted, right? And that's what I want to give myself the option to do. Like, what's their why, right? So that's another answer I would say. I want to make sure they're determined. I want to make sure they have a budget. Past that, I forget the third one I said, but honestly, those are the top 2 things that I want you to keep thinking of, right? And so that's really, I wanted to mention that lightly first here. So now past that, because once again, there's a second part of the question that I want to really speak on as well there too. I think about this a lot, right? And this kind of comes back to the consistency and everything. If you were to talk, let's be blunt right now. Let's just say somebody who just started affiliate marketing or coaching business today or a week ago, 2 weeks ago, whatever the case is, right? They talked to somebody. We both talked to 10 of the exact same people. We both talked to 10 of the exact same people. Who are they gonna probably want to join, right? Let's just say we're both coaches, right? They're actually a coach, I'm a coach. Who are they gonna join with? I'm not saying this to be cocky, but 9 out of 10 times they're gonna join with me. And now, why are they going to join with me? It's not just because I have the experience and maybe testimonials, whatever the case may be. It's because I've gone through the work. It's because I've built up the brand. It's because it's not, once again, we're both talking to 10 qualified leads. We're talking to the exact same 10 qualified leads here. But we're both going about the conversation differently. Because we've stayed consistent, because our content has been lasered in, because we're being intentional, because we're taking all these tips I threw in there to you guys today on this live stream right now, right? Because of everything else I've taught before that you're probably listening to. Like, it's everything combined that is going to make it that much more powerful. So the reason I just want to throw that out there, because a lot of times I'll hear people say, like, Justice, where's the gold mine of leads? Like, I can't make a sale right now. Where do I go to get leads, right? Where do I go to get leads? And I want to challenge you on that, because in the end of the day, it's not about where do I go to get leads. It's about what do I do with leads, right? What do I do with leads is more important, because you have leads right now, right? And once again, I don't want you to be speaking to poor leads, right? But once you can start to find out where buyers are hanging out, get yourself in front of buying leads, in front of people who actually are determined to make something happen. I also don't love talking to people who are just like completely brand new to the space, as if, not to say that I don't like to talk to them because they're brand new. More so, I don't want to talk to somebody who is just like they've never heard of affiliate marketing. They've never heard of internet marketing. They never were interested about online business, and they just maybe saw something yesterday. I don't like talking to those people because once it's too long, too drawn out. I'm not saying to give up on them, but it's gonna be a longer game. And sometimes they may eventually realize, I've seen it too many times, which is probably why they're gonna realize, this actually isn't for me. I'm gonna bow out. I want people to actually believe in what the online space can do, right? It's like, I don't know the exact numbers, but it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, the e-learning industry now. I want someone who knows about that. When I was quitting my accounting job, people were telling me, Justice, like, you're gonna lose your health insurance. Why would you quit? Justice, like, you got such a cushy job. You went to college for this. Like, what are you gonna leave? Why would you do that right now? Everything's great. It's because I know what else is out there. I know how much better it is. I was making, my salary was right around 75K or so. I guess technically I freaking tripled that in 2021, right? Like, and this is the kind of stuff that, as you can see, I can go on about that. Let me not go too far off course. But long story short, that's another thing that I want you guys to keep in mind when we're talking to leads. I want people to talk to people who believe in what this space can do to change their lives, right? Because it's changed mine forever, right? So once again, past that, understanding it's not the lead. How do I find them? Finding them is important. Don't let me say that's not important. But it's what do you do with these leads? It's what do you do with these leads? If you and I talk to 10 qualified leads, I'm going to treat them differently than you are. And once again, especially if you just started yesterday, like, let's just make it like completely very clear here. If you started yesterday and and I've been doing this as long as I have, it's going to be different conversations. They're going to gravitate towards me because I know how to handle a lead. I have, as we mentioned here, I have different avenues that I can bring people through. I'm not just focused on getting people to the sale. I have different, once again, I'm not saying these are my exact options, but I have options that I can roll with. So once you start to have options here and start to understand different ways, it becomes a lot clearer. Things become a lot better there, right? So once again, I hope that answers that question over there. Like I said, you guys can tell I'm passionate about this stuff. To me, like I said, that's why I call this stuff the conversations. This stuff is born, high ticket sales, $1,000 days are born through conversations. And once again, everything else, getting to the conversation is important because you can't just get to a conversation out of nowhere. So you need these other pieces. But don't drop the ball here. And once again, actually, let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase that. Drop the ball here in the beginning, over and over. Fail forward, right? Fail forward so that now you can get that mindset down. Now you can truly understand what it takes to move somebody in the right direction there. I hope that's in home. Oh, perfect, Alejandro. I'm glad. Look at that. Like I said, I just want to help you guys see differently. Exactly. I love that helps you there, man. Honestly, I see someone drop it. Oh, my man John dropped #value. Let me know. Like I said, I hope this is helping you guys right now. I thank you, Justin, too. I saw you bring up Jessica's question. I'll definitely go to that right now in a second too. Let me know if this is making sense. Like, is anyone else here getting value? I saw Sonata getting value too. Thank you for saying that, right? John there, I love it. Like, let me make sure that you guys are actually getting some value out of this, getting some knowledge out of this. So I'm not just wasting your time. I want to make sure I'm giving you guys some good information. If you got more questions too, fire away. I'm going to go ahead and jump over to Janeska's question. Thanks to Justin here. Oh, by the way, too, great to see you here, Mark. We got Mark jumping on already, too. We got Carolyn jumping on. We got Stefan jumping on. I love it. I love it here. So Janeska asked for tips on inviting people to do a Zoom presentation. Good question. Good question there. So one thing that I would say, and this kind of comes back to as well what I mentioned before a little bit. How I mentioned on implying things, right? This is just one little small tip, and I feel like this is too much. I shouldn't even be going this far, but I'm gonna do it anyways, right? You guys are pulling it out of me. As long hit that like button, hit that love button. Maybe I shouldn't even say it. Maybe I should think about a less valuable tip right now to give, because once again, it's all about the little things. If I've learned anything in 2021, and even before 2021, because before 2021 was a lot of struggling, a lot of freaking struggling. Right? But that struggling led to progress. That struggling led to me realizing how to bob and weave through different situations there, right? So let me know. I'm trying to think of like a less valuable one there because I don't see. I see Mark Shane getting some value there. Stefan, all right, you know what? People are getting some stuff here. It sounds like, let me go ahead and share it here. So just like I mentioned before, one good tip here for Janeska, I would say you're trying to, and this goes, I know so many other people here are trying to book calls, do anything like that there. One little thing that I see people drop the ball on all the time. And right now, you may hear me say this and think, geez, Justice, that's obvious. Jeez, and some of you might think, how much? Actually, I actually doubt that people who say this is obvious. More so, you'll think that doesn't really matter, right? That doesn't really matter. Right? So I want to tell you that it does. Okay. So let's get right to it. What you imply. What you imply here. Bradley said amazing. Rewatching this one over and over. Come on now. I'm telling you. Is Bradley alone here? Right? Actually, I already know he's not alone. I just want to ask. Like, keep hitting that like button, that love button there. I want to make sure you guys are hearing this and that other people in the group are hearing this too. Like I said, I do this thing here for the community. I want to make sure that everybody's getting this. Right? So really, like I said, what you imply. What you imply. When you tell somebody, let's just say I'm only using Janeska because she asked the question. When you tell somebody, hey, let's just say you do a great job qualifying them, great job finding out where they're at, X, Y, Z, and also if you aren't doing that and then you're trying to get them on a Zoom presentation, you're probably dropping the ball there, right? I have a good buddy of mine, Heisem. He's a beast. He's a sales coach in our program here too. He, especially when he was early on, he used to just get people on Zoom calls, stuff like that, off of one question. Introduction, how's it going? Boom, let's get in the call. And he was crushing it, right? And at least with that, I should say, he's still crushing, but with that strategy, he was crushing it, right? So I would, though, say, first and foremost, I personally would want to qualify someone. For one, it's going to protect my time. And two, it's going to give me a better chance. Because once again, think about this from their shoes. Once again, we're talking to people. Why would they want to get on a presentation if they don't even know about what I'm doing? Somebody just told me today, I reached out to them and said, hey, how's it going? They said, oh, hey, how you doing? Like, how can I help you? I said, oh, I just wanted to say what's up, or I said something like that. And they said, oh, yeah, I'm doing well. Hey, I got this affiliate program here. We got a Zoom call tonight, XYZ. Let me know if you want, only if you're serious, though, let me know if you want some information. It's like, I don't even know if I'm serious because I don't know what we're talking about. You just sent me a paragraph about something. You don't know anything about what I'm doing. Why would I want to go jump on this random Zoom call? Like, let's get serious here for a sec. And by the way, I'm sure that's happened to so many people here, right? Like, let me know if that's happened to you too as well. Like, that, just think about that. And once again, that's the good part too. It allows ourselves to be put in the other person's shoes when we're doing this process as well there too, right? So what I would say is, number one, you want to make sure that you qualify first. Not just for the sake of qualifying because it's important, but qualifying is going to help move them forward because now they understand that you actually understand where they're at. And now you can actually move forward and with actually that much more success. So the main thing I was going to say, look at that. I'm over here just giving other tips I wasn't even planning on because it's all relevant. And once again, these are all a part of the conversation. So that's I love that question there, Janeska. So really, the big thing I was going to say was what you imply. And I've already said that part about it. So let's get more specific. What I would say is, don't say, to be blunt, don't say, let's jump on a Zoom call so I can give you a presentation. And I think that, once again, I hope when I say that, it's like obvious because it even hurts me to say something like that. It's like, once again, what are you implying? You don't have to be so blunt and to the point on that side, right? Don't say like, oh, let's go ahead. I got a whole Zoom presentation. I can walk you through. It shows you everything. Actually, something like that doesn't sound bad. But in reality, I want to be a bit more vague, right? Let's have a chat. Hey, let's have a quick convo. When you say like, hey, let's jump on a Zoom call. Let's have a video chat. I got a Zoom presentation for you. To me, those three ways of going about it, and once again, I don't know if that's exactly the verbiage you're using there, Janeska, but let's just say that you are, because I know a lot of people are, so even if you're not, this is going to help others. Don't. Just don't, right? Just don't, right? Really try to avoid that. Because to me, that's so like, and once again, to me, I get on Zoom calls every day. Like 5 days a week I'm on Zoom. Like, let's be real about it. To somebody else who is newer to this space or maybe isn't in that type of atmosphere on a consistent basis, they don't want to really jump on a Zoom call with someone they don't know like that. And once again, maybe they will if they believe it's beneficial. But by you coming out the gate saying like, hey, I got a full-on Zoom presentation for you. Hey, let's get on a full-on Zoom video chat so you can see what I look like and see my hat I'm wearing, right? I want to talk to you. I want to get to know you, right? It's like you don't have to come on so strong. So that's one, I say one. There's probably a couple tips what I just said there, but that's the main one I was trying to get to, right? Clearly, like I said, I'm passionate about this stuff. I want you guys to have the whole package here. So like I said, it's what you imply that matters. So don't go so all out there. start sprinkling it in. Start sprinkling it in, right? And have ways that, once again, like I said, qualify leading to that, and you're going to have 10x success. I'll tell you that much right there. All right. Oh. I can't tell if I'm still live right here. Let me know if you guys can still hear me. My stuff kind of froze out. I think I'm still live. Let me know. I'm going to go ahead and double check right here to make sure. Drop me a comment to make sure. I still see we got some watchers here. I think we're just acting up for a second. Let me know if you guys can still hear me. I'm going to read these comments while I'm waiting. And hopefully that makes sense there. Janeska, Justin, thanks for sharing that question again. Let me know if you guys can still see me here. Otherwise, I'm going to take off. But hopefully it doesn't happen. I'm having too much fun with you guys here right now. We got... Oh, perfect. Tracy says we hear you. Perfect. Oh, perfect. Okay, good. John. Alejandro, glad you got some value from that right there. And obviously, even perfect. Mark, I'm glad you guys can still hear me. I don't know what. Facebook sometimes acts weird, but... I don't really care. As long as it doesn't cut me off, we're still going to keep it rocking. I love that you guys getting value from this stuff. I love that people are hitting the like and the love button. Make sure that this is affecting you in the right way. I love this stuff. Like I said, I'm glad it's hitting home. So I see, I'm just going to read through, see if any other questions. Before, Justin says, don't you dare leave. I love it, right? Facebook is spotty. Come on now. Over the hour live glitch. Look at that. Come on now. You guys got me in here for a long time too. I'm telling you. I don't like to do lives for this long. You guys are keeping me pushing right now. Thanks for that little tip there, Mark. Hey, I provide you with tips. I'll take some tips back. Appreciate that, man. It's been a while since I live for an hour. I love that though, Justin. Don't you dare leave. Hey, drop some. Like I said, I don't see. I'll read through the comments right now. Let me know if you have any other questions, like I said, around sales convos, message conversations, phone conversations, any other questions on that side. Once again, I know that some people probably jumped on late. I dropped off a bunch of tips, but once again, don't feel like there's no stupid question. I don't mind repeating stuff because, like I said, I dedicate this time for you guys here right now, so I want to make sure I give it to you. So let's just see. We make sure. Live, great to see people here live. Like I said, Tracy, great to see you here too. I think I said that already. I called Carolyn. It's building. I love that there. I love that. Carolyn says building up and learning and growing from mistakes to build your business. Amen to that. Like I'm gonna try and heart that comment right there because that's freaking spot on right there. Like I said, repetition. When I was struggling for months, and I say struggling like going hard, trying to make a high ticket sale and not making a single one. For a long time, it felt like a long time, right? And that's the beauty of this industry. Is things can happen fast once you get your strategy dialed in right. But for a long time, I was struggling not making a single sale. But what was I still doing? And what am I still doing to this day, to be honest? I'm sharpening my skills. I'm getting better day by day. Always. I'm never done learning. I'm never done growing. More conversations I have, the better I get. And to me, once again, even flash forward, I'm doing this now, deep in it for almost 2 years, it feels like now, right? So it's like in reality, everything I've done, even when I was struggling to when I was seeing success, has been sharpening that steel, right? Has been making things 10x more effective, 100x more effective. So now I know what to do. Now I know how to handle different situations. Now I know how to read between the lines, right? I've been shouting out Cassie on this live already before, so I'm gonna do it again. She has gotten amazing at reading between lines. Like I love working with her. She's really good at taking advice and listening. Like it's just night and day when you start to take this stuff and apply it. And not only apply it, but do it consistently. It's one thing for me to listen to what I'm telling you right now today, do it once. It's a whole nother thing to really go about it and make sure that you're doing it over and over again. I understand it can be difficult to do that sometimes, but you want to at least make sure that you're doing what you can to be consistent. So it's going to allow you to really be better there, right? Allow you to give yourself a chance to get there. Right? So I don't have to even ask again. I already know you guys are getting value right now. I freaking love it. Like I said, if you guys made it this far too, drop a hashtag like over the hour mark or something, like still here watching. Let me know who's still here so I can see who's been watching from the beginning, or at least whenever you got here. I love seeing you guys here right now. Let me see here too while I see some comments popping up. I'm telling you, Bradley's got the right idea. I don't know if I saw this one before. Rewatching this one over and over. Come on now. I love that, man. It's in reality. I shouldn't be giving you guys this, but I do it for the community because, like I said, the whole goal of this group is to make sure I give you guys what you need so I can go ahead and take some action with it, right? I want to tell you what's working in my business. Like I said, I just clearly closed $236,000 last year. This isn't a fluke. Like I didn't just stumble upon that. It came from strategy. It came from implementing. It came from spending I spent easily $50,000 in myself, right? I didn't just make profit and say, all right, I'm cool. It's like I moved on. I continued to build, right? Continued to grow. All right, so I just want to instill that with you guys right there. Perfect. The stream was a little laggy, but I left it. Oh, good. I'm glad there. I'm glad Steven says it sound a little better. I hate how Facebook cuts off comments from above. It's like I got to pull out my phone. I guess, I haven't done a Q&A recently. I guess that's probably why. Let me see here. What else popped in? I know something I personally experienced. What if I have someone figuratively begging for me to sign them up, but they have no way of being able to afford my high ticket offer without ruining their finances? Great question there. I just got a glimpse of the 4.0. Come on now, I love it. Great question there, Justin, man. You're on a roll, baby. You, Alejandro, Jessica, keep it coming. I know. So really, that's a great question there, right? Particularly begging someone's, and I can tell you this has happened to me a lot, right? And this kind of, I want you to kind of lean on a little bit again. I'm gonna pull this up just for a second, oh, you know what? Looks like maybe that's what happened. My iPad got disconnected earlier. I'm not gonna pull it up, but picture what I had up on the screen earlier, right? Think about having options. Think about having options. We go into conversations thinking that there's one end game here. I'm big on, I teach this in my boot camp heavily. I'm big on talking about how you need to have backup plan. If you go in thinking that there's just one way that you're going to make money, you're going to be in a tough spot. You're going to be in a tough spot. Dan Kennedy says it. I say it all the time, but I didn't make this up, right? You make a sale to gain a customer, right? For any client who's working with me, you've heard me say this before. You make a sale to gain a customer. You don't make a sale for today. So what does that mean? What do I want to take you with that? Why am I saying that compared to the question that Justin asked here? Is because it doesn't have to be the high ticket out the gate. It doesn't have to be, right? The high ticket can come, but it doesn't have to be today, right? It's almost like I said before. Think about doing what you're doing, not just for today, but for tomorrow, right? I can't think of the term right now. I have to Google it. Build it better today or build something better for tomorrow. Someone else maybe in the comments can let me know what the heck I'm trying to say here. But just keep that in mind there, right? So that's what I want you to think of to answer that one. Don't just think about how your high ticket's your only offer. You have other ways that could potentially lead you to a high ticket sale 6 months later. A lot of people in this game, that's nothing I want you to keep in mind. A lot of people in this game are gone after a month or two. If you're somebody who's been in this space right now, let me know right now in the comments, actually. Who's been doing this? Let me know how long you've been doing this in the comments. Have you been doing this for a month, 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years, 9 months, 13 months, a little unlucky 13? Let me know how long people have been doing it, right? Because really, and the reason I'm asking you this is because I want to say something to everyone wherever you're at. Wherever you're at, like I said, let me know right now in the comments how long you've been doing this. Understand that so many people, the turnover in this industry, I was going to say something, but I don't know if it's true, so disclaimer before. It's like one of the highest turnover rates in any industry out there. And it's probably because affiliate marketing, internet marketing, coaching business online, luckily, it's one of the least startup costs compared to so many businesses out there, right? So many businesses out there. And even if you think about to get a 9-to-5 job, there's a whole process, interviews, security checks, background checks, all this stuff you have to go through. People don't really want to quit their job because they're like, I'm here, it's comfortable, I got a salary, I'm good, right? In this business, it's just you. It's just you. A lot of times, just you maybe hold yourself accountable. Maybe you don't have a mentor or a mastermind that you're a part of, and it's just you. It can be a lonely business. In reality, that's why so many people are in for a week gone, in for a month gone, in for 5 months gone, 6 months gone. 3 to 6 months is not a long time, right? If I would have given up at the 3-month mark, I would not be here today. Well, obviously I wouldn't be because I gave up, but I wouldn't have these results today, and that would have been that'd be a freaking shame because of not only the results I've got today, but how much better it's going to be a year from today. And how much better it's going to be a year from that because I'm building. I always talk about building assets. Like, build out your ecosystem. Build out your ecosystem to the point where you don't have to be working your business like a 9-to-5. You have systems dialed in, and don't worry about this too much right now if you're in those early stages, but think about this long term. So that's why a lot of people talk about funnels and systems and automations. Don't get caught up in that in the beginning. Last week I talked about that a little bit. Don't get caught up in all that mess. That stuff is awesome, but focus on what's gonna move the needle forward. And that's why I did this live here today, because to me, sales conversations, and once again, I love this too because it's a human part. It's like one of those things that people are it's like people are trying to automate conversations, but like I don't see much out there based on that. It's like I understand you can automate some outreach and stuff like that, but like the actual conversation, there's a reason that that's the one like last remaining human element to this whole thing. There's like there's like something called like Jarvis out there or something, right? There's plenty of places that will like they'll write you copy, right? They'll create funnels for you. Like there's all this other automation stuff out there, but the conversation side is something that a human must do. A human, and once again, and if you want to try, and once again, if you want to try and argue me on that, sure, maybe you have another way of doing it, but it's not going to be as successful. You're going to drop your closing rates, drop your conversions. So, like I said, that's why I did this whole thing today here. So let me see also too. I see we got. I love Mark said I came in late. You missed a good one here, Mark. We had some good stuff here, man. Justin said month and a half. We got 10 months, 8 months, 6 months, right? So we got anywhere from just starting out between a year, right? So in reality, I want to give some love to anyone. I see 3 people there who are 6 months and up. Like, major props to you, because honestly, majority of people have given up to that point. And if you're right now in between 1 to 6, 0 to 6, keep pushing. Keep pushing, keep pushing. Implement, implement, implement. AI lacks the human touch. Exactly there, Michael. Come on now. It's like, and obviously you guys probably know at this point, I love content. And it's not like I love to write. I just love that I know how big content and how important content is, right? So really, to me, relying on an AI for content is just, I'm against it, right? It's just because I'm all about building the right skills. Even though everything we're talking about today, it's all about building the right skills. It's about making sure your marketing is down, making sure that your conversations and your sales skills are improving. Obviously, I don't believe in really the whole copywriting side there. So yeah, like I said, I really hope that's hitting home for you guys right there, honestly. It seems like it is. It seems like it is there. Let me go ahead. I see... There we go. Even for the people who've been here an hour plus, I love it. This thing's going longer than I imagined. Shoot, come on now. But I see questions still rolling in. Until I see no questions, I'm gonna hang around for you guys. Over an hour long in here. Bonus value. I love it. Let me see what else we got. So then I think I just saw one other question jump in real quick here. And for those, like I said, I know some people jumped in late here as well. Like I mentioned before, obviously I kind of did a little timeout as well before there. Check it out. I said for anybody interested, as you guys know, I want to talk to all affiliate marketers and coaches, ones who are looking to build a successful business online. We've talked today a lot about the messenger side and your sales conversations. Maybe you're struggling there right now. You need help. Maybe you're struggling to actually find qualified leads to generate in order to get yourself in that position to where you can have these conversations. Maybe you're struggling to build offers that are actually going to make you different than other people out there. I want to help you guys out there. Consider this my invitation to you right now. If you're an affiliate marketer and a coach and you want to build a successful business on Facebook using your profile that's really going to become wildly profitable, I want to help you guys out. So I absolutely want to see if we're a good fit. I mentioned everyone here before. I always have people jump on there. Drop a team there in the comment section. Just let me know. I'll reach out. I'll see if it's a great fit, and if it's not, I'll at least get you someone else who can. But I want to make sure you guys coming in here late know about that as well. So now I see we got Byron asked the question, where do you find high-ticketed products to promote? ClickBank and Digistore doesn't have much of a selection. Great question there, Byron. I would say I focus more so on private offers. I like private offers more than anything personally. I would rather deal with a private offer. And what do I mean by a private offer? I just don't love the marketplaces, if I'm being brutally honest. And you could call, I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm not saying that they're bad. Personally, I'd rather do something I believe in though, right? So to me, finding more private things, and even something like, let's just say Peloton, right? Like Peloton isn't on ClickBank if you're in the health niche. Maybe you want to promote something high ticket like that. I'd rather you do that than try to find something on ClickBank that's just like, it's just thrown there and you're not too sure, right? Like do some research. I always say keep your ear to the ground in this industry. That's also going to help you really well inside of your sales conversations here too. So absolutely keep that in mind there as well. So I would mention, like I said, Byron, we can obviously feel free to, we can talk about that further too, but private offers is where I would start. I would try and think bigger than ClickBank and Digistore because I agree there's not much of a selection. It's like such overused stuff. So I would start, once again, some of the best ways is even just get yourself out there, have more and more conversations, see what people need, see if people maybe are already promoting, find out more information. Like these are ways that I would kind of start to get the ball rolling on finding more private deals. That's how I found my first, my first 2 offers, honestly. Like really, that's my first $2,500 offer. I was promoting something called SAA. It was $2,500. I made 50% commission. I'd never heard of it. It's not on ClickBank, none of that stuff, right? It's like, really, you got to understand how to find this stuff, and just, it takes time too. That's kind of where I didn't find that until I was like 4 months into my business. So it's like, once again, I could have gave up before I found that, and now I wouldn't be where I'm at today. That's skyrocketed my business, my career on here online. So that's what I would say to you on that there, Byron. I'm seeing John. Thank you for that. Hey, go ahead, man. I see people are liking that comment too. Hit the like and the love if you guys are getting some value here, man. You guys are freaking awesome here. I'm telling you. You guys pump me up here. I see John just said, if you think this is free live, this is valuable, wait until you see the stuff behind the curtain. I'm telling you, John being someone, he already knows the deal, man. I love that, being able to help this guy get some great high ticket sales early on. He's one of the people who freaking knocked it out the first week of working together. So I'd love to obviously do that for everyone else here too, if it's a great fit. It was a good fit for me and him and others here. I see a couple other names inside here too, so I love to see it. Appreciate the love there, man. Tracy too. I love that. Tracy as well. Oh, I'm telling you, Tracy, Cassie, appreciate you guys there. Seriously, you know, like I said, I'm passionate about this stuff, and it comes back to repetition as well. The more you do this stuff, not only the more like you become passionate about it, but the better you get at it, the more confident you get at it. And I'm not just talking about like doing videos, because like I said, you don't have to do videos starting off, but or like I said, I got my first 15K month without doing a single video. Understanding though that just getting these skills locked in, it's the best way to go there. And just absolutely, like Michael said, I think I mentioned that briefly, but I'm glad that he highlighted that again. Or it looks like Cassie said that. Perfect. Promote products you have tried and love. Exactly, right? That's exactly what I would agree with that there too, right? Did I just see Cassie change your name too? Hold on a second. That just caught my attention. But let me not be distracted right here. But exactly, right? You want to promote something you believe in. So I hope that helps there, Byron. And then just on the top, I have multiple offers. Do you have an affiliate program? I drive people towards you. I get a little something. Absolutely, Justin. You know what? I'll go ahead and I'll shoot you a message after this. And honestly, if anybody else has any questions about any kind of, and I have, once again, obviously I have higher ticket stuff, but even lower ticket stuff. Like I mentioned, I like kind of having a 1-2 punch in your arsenal. So even if you need something that's like, let's just say 50 bucks, 100 bucks, 500 bucks, like having something like that can at least get someone into your arsenal, into your ecosystem. So Justin, if that sounds good to you, I'll go ahead and I'll reach out to you and give you some specifics. And let me know too, if anyone else wants any kind of information on that, just like comment affiliate offers or something in the comments. And I'm happy to just kind of break down the selection, see what we got, especially if you like what I'm doing. Like John said here, I can only give you guys so much right now. I want to give you guys everything, but there's only so much time I have right now, and there's only so much topics I can cover. Shout out John, like you just said. Behind the curtain, it's a whole new world. It's a whole new world there. So like I said, I'm gonna see. I don't see any other questions here. I see. Come on, right? I see. Come on now, just listen. Perfect, Justin. I'll definitely go ahead and reach out there. Now, like I said, I love that you guys got a ton of value from this. Hey, come on now. That's what I'm here for. I don't see other questions, so I think that this has gone on long enough. I wasn't expecting to go this long, but like I said, at the end of the day, you guys are keeping me pumped. You get me jacked up. Like I said, next Q&A, now you know. I always tell people I'm an open book. So let me do what I can to help you guys out. So thank you for being here, right? Like I said, just you don't have to say anything in the comments, but say bye to everybody. Say peace out. Much love. Thank you all for being here. I'm going to wrap this thing up here, like I said. You know, like I said, this is an every week thing. Don't think this is the last time you've seen me. I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of your day. Like I said before, let me end it on this. The best thank you can give me right now, your best immediate thank you can give me is implement. Implement, right? I don't tell you guys this stuff just so you can kind of sit on it. Just like Bradley said, he wants to rewatch this, right? Exactly. I want you guys to implement this stuff. As I mentioned before, you already know if you need help, you know where to find me. But really, take this thing to the next level in your business. I love that. Hey, thanks for watching this video all the way through. Make sure you go ahead and like this if you got a ton of value from, which I hope you did. Subscribe to the channel and absolutely go ahead and join us in our original chapters community. Links right down there in the description. And as always, you are designed to become who you choose to be. I'll see you later.